Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has been engaged in the channel through comments, likes, and subscribing. I do appreciate it so much. It does make the project much more fun when I'm working with an engaged audience, so I do appreciate it. Now let's get on with it. Right now we are in Blue Water Village, which I have attached to Pleasant View. And as such, this is, of course, because I play the kitties in Pleasant View. And legitimately, Open for Business is top tier for me. Definitely one of my 3 favorite expansions that came with The Sims 2. Now, I would like to point out that I have only had one Blue Water Village attached this entire time, and that was to Pleasant View when it first came out because the kitties used it. Otherwise, I did my own businesses. So even though I love Open for Business, this is actually still a pretty new neighborhood to me. So let's get on with it. Today's client is Florence Delarosa. Looking for a way to say I love you? Look no further than Delarosa Flowers. Florence's arrangements are almost as famous as her delicious pasta dishes. The secret to her sauce? Rose hips. So let's get on with it. Now here we have Florence's home. It is actually established as a home-based business, and The Sims 2, I am not a fan of the home-based business. I'd rather have her have something off-site that she can go to and work in zero sim time, because that way she'll also have enough time to pursue her dreams of becoming a mad scientist, and we can actually make that happen. So first, let's look at her bio. Born with a green thumb and graced with old world charm, Florence has a way of winning friends. A recent arrival, rumors about her past abound. What intrigue lies behind her shy smile? So we're going to go ahead and help her fulfill her dreams. Now, that means actually closing her home-based business, and I will not be moving her out of this house for the sake of this album, simply because there's a lot of things in here that have already depreciated, and as such she would lose a lot of money. So I'm going to see what I can do to make sure she gets enough money so she can actually buy a business later. But first, we're actually going to get her 3,500 simoleons right now. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and do what I can to make the most of this. Now, Florence, I need you to shut down this business, and I'm going to go build you the tiniest little garden shop. Okay. All items marked for sale will be sold to the wholesaler. So she got another 4,000. That's great. Now I'm going back to the neighborhood and I'm setting her up as Delarosa Flowers. And I am not going to evict her because she has already got so many things that have depreciated that she'll take a major hit. So we're just going to go ahead and build her a tiny little business. And here I'm going to create just a tiny little lot for her. Of course, this is a 1x3 lot, which is 10x30. So we're going to do 6x6 little tiny building right here. And then I will have some gardening area and some fishing area, because it just seems to me that she would enjoy that. And I realize this doesn't look like a very inspired build, and we're not really meaning it to be. We just want it to be functional. And so I am going to go ahead and do the single most basic stuff. We're going to give her a little bit of a door here, and that's how people will enter. As we've already discovered, it costs money to place the stairs, but once they're placed, you don't purchase them. They are available for free, so that's that. And we will also give her the least expensive double door I can find. And I know it's not much, but this is the start of Florence's business. I don't have it outfitted for anything because I'm actually going to put everything she has in her home into her pocket and come here and furnish it with that, because, or the things that she has for her business, because like I said, they've already depreciated, so I see no sense in her taking the hit and paying for them again. All right, now Flo, I need you to go ahead and buy that community lot that you can afford. And we are going, where is it? Blue Water Village. Delarosa Flowers, that's for you. Yes, you want it. And now let's send Florence to go across the street to her new little business and check everything out. Oh, thanks for the computer. Great. And so now that she's here, she's got some wants about learning to restock and learning to do sales and restock. But we're just going to set up the business. In addition to everything for the business, I also brought over some of her landscaping, some of which the Joshua trees and the agaves and the palm tree I'm getting rid of because I just don't feel like they have place in her home. But also that way the place feels a little more fleshed out and yeah, basically been landscaped. So I did that, got that landscaping for free, and it didn't really take anything from her home. So there's that. Okay, so now that we have a tiny little business for her and she's actually ahead of where she was, let's go back to her home and fix that up for her. But right now she's already in a better position. And yes, people are arriving, but she hasn't opened the business, so I'm not sure what that's about. But also she doesn't have any stock and we're not worried about that right now. And pretty much everything that was in the business portion of her home was actually full price, so I sold a lot of that off to get this for her. And now that she's at home, we're going to go ahead and open that free computer, and then we'll probably get rid of this computer because it's just a little bit of extra money and we don't need that, or maybe I'll sell the free one, I don't know. And now since we're going to have a one full house instead of a house and a business side, we're just going to go ahead and fix that roof to make it more like a full roof. So let's go ahead and delete that. And I don't hate the concept of these dormers, so I'm going to think about that for a quick second before I decide whether or not I'm going to keep them. And I think for the time being I'm not going to, so let's make sure that we get the full price back by stripping everything first. And then we will do what I want, which is going to be a pretty simple roof. So with just the simple long gabled roof at 35 degrees, that's just all we need. We're pretty happy with that. It's not a lot. And now if I wanted to, she does have 3 tiles all the way down the center that she could use if she needs them. And I haven't decided whether or not we're going to use anything with that, but we might. So now we're working with a home that is 13 by 16, and that actually in human terms equals out to 1,300 square feet. And so we're going to get 3 bedrooms and 2 baths in this home in addition to what we currently have. That's the goal. Okay, so I am putting everything in her inventory the same as I did with Lothario and Caliente, with the exception of telephone, because telephones, if you stick those in the inventory, they lose the handset and they can't use them. So I won't be doing that. But everything that we have right now is the possessions she will have. That way I don't lose out on some things, although I think I will be selling that because everything that was over here in the flower shop actually sold for full price. So I'm probably going to sell that. I didn't see that it was still there. So let's go ahead and strip her house. And of course now we'll just go ahead and get rid of all wallpaper. And I haven't decided about the flooring, but the wallpaper. And now we're also going to move all of these doors out to the patio simply because I don't want to lose out on the cost of doors. We're going to lose a lot, but we're not going to lose that. So now I will get rid of all of her walls. So we had the bedroom, kitchen, main living area, her bathroom, and the business's bathroom here. So of course, like I said, we're going for 3 baths or 3 bed, 2 bath, and a good living area. So the kitchen area was over here, and I like that, except for some reason she had the door to her patio through her bedroom, which I find that odd. So we'll make sure we put the door to the patio over here where it belongs. Right like that. And I'm gonna have her bedroom here, but I'm not a fan of the dimensions because this was 4 by 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'd rather have it 4 by 6. And then of course there's going to be 2 smaller bedrooms as well as a large living area and 2 bathrooms. So we'll make sure we get that done. Now, I didn't do my normal trick of just getting rid of the flooring so things wouldn't influence me, but that made this more difficult. But I did come up with a floor plan that I'm happy with, and I just switched a few things. Like I said, I normally want the kitchen at the back, but there's no reason why I couldn't have it up here. So we're going to create the kitchen like that, then the master bedroom, 4 by 7, but wait for it, it's not finished. And then we've got the master bath, the secondary bath, 1 of 2 secondary rooms, the second of the smaller rooms, then a closet for each, and 2 closets for the master. And then I have 1 very large main living area. Now I am going to use the flooring that I have for all these to retain the same feel for Florence and her eventual family. I do have to give credit. Somebody actually hung these windows correctly instead of incorrectly like they were almost always with base game builds. So improvement, just improvement. And now to make sure I choose the right wall coverings, I am going to go back into Florence's inventory and place all the furniture where it needs to be. Okay, and now that I have everything except for the art placed pretty much where I would want it, it's time to buy other things, and the goal is to come in around 3,000 simoleons because that's what we started with. Okay, and now time for the reveal. I used the obvious love that Florence has for Asian things to try to spice that through her home. Why don't you have a seat here, Florence? Oh, she's like, I had to pee. Excuse me, I had to pee. All right, and I had never actually noticed this super cute paper that comes out of the Bon Voyage pack. And she's got a larger, more spacious kitchen. Yes, she's got an eating space. We can also choose to put a table over here if she needs to, but right now she doesn't have the funds. Let's go check other things out, Florence. Stephen Tinker, Lisa Ramirez, and Malcolm Landgrab are here to see her. And over here, she's got the blooming flowers in her bedroom. Again, the organic nature of her as a florist. We've got the fans here in her bathroom, which has a dual vanity. And in the hall/kid bathroom, we've got the good fixtures as well. And 2 children's rooms, which are still unfurnished, but why furnish it before the baby arrives? And I guess Malcolm, okay, let's go meet some people. Why don't you greet her with a kiss, kiss, darling, him with a kiss, kiss, darling, and him with a kiss, kiss, darling. People are leaving. She's getting there. She's like, okay, maybe not. All right, well, you know, Florence, I think you're going to do well in here, but let's see, you need to gain some skills. So why don't you serve some shrimp gumbo? And I feel like this space is going to serve Miss Florence quite adequately. It meets her needs. It's got the organic feel, which is what we were going for, a little bit brighter than what she had. Plus, she has an individual lot for a business of her own that she can work in zero sim time. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you soon in the pixelated world, and that's all I have to say. VK out.